about your relationship.
Well, first of all, I'm in a cohabitating relationship. We started talking for about 6 months before we made it official, and then we had a long distance relationship for about a year, and then we moved in together, and we have been living together for about a year.
What was your first meeting like?
We both met at a community college. I have a lot of the same organizations that we're in. I was in the SGA and he was also in the SGA. He found me on Facebook through common friends, and he saw my pictures, and then he was like, hey, I knew that girl from, my school. And so he started emailing me and messaging me. We have a lot of the same organizations that we're into.
What was your initial reaction to him?
Well, it's kind of like, is he a stalker? But no, he's actually a really sweet guy. He took me out to dinners. We go out to the movies, and all the time it was just like a gentleman.
Were there any particular things that interested you?
Yes. He's very genuine. It's just more about treating me and making me feel good. Like, about wanting to make me happy. About your relationship. What kind of relationship are you in?
I'm in a long distance relationship. We just had our 1-year anniversary. I had never been in a relationship. I'm 22 years old now.
Right.
So when I met him, I wasn't looking for anything. I just got accepted to school. I told him up front that I was leaving at the end of the summer, and we've been doing long distance for the entire school year.
Where did you guys meet at?
We met at a bar that I used to go to with my work friends. I used to work at a restaurant, so me and all my friends would go to a local bar. I used to work at a restaurant, so me and all my friends would go to a local bar.
Well, first of all, I'm in a cohabitating relationship.
So cohabitating couples tend to end in breakup. Do you think that that's a pretty solid statistic, or do you think that your relationship is different?
Most of all, I feel like it hasn't damaged our relationship.
What is the hardest thing that you experienced?
Learning to adapt to each other's different ways, like from different backgrounds. The way he grew up is completely different from the way I grew up. His family is from Laos. Their ways are a lot different from my family's ways. We'll have to be very adaptable, and I'm not that adaptable as he is. Like, he can adapt to anything, but to me that's the most difficult thing, is trying to adapt to our differences. To me that's the most difficult thing, is trying to adapt to our differences. Feeling like we're married is also a really big deal, because you don't have your freedom. I don't have my freedom as if someone who had, a relationship that was not living together.
In your relationship, you were a long distance couple. Do you think that cohabitating was a better choice for your relationship?
I feel like the long distance really pulled us apart. As far as holding a relationship together, it wasn't holding, and we weren't happy. The long distance really pulled us apart.
Do you think your relationship would be better or worse today if you had lived in separate places?
I actually feel like it probably would have made it maybe better, because we would be able to have our own independence.
That your relationship would have had more of a chance to grow.
Exactly. We would have grown a lot more. We rushed into cohabitating to live together, and rushing into that made us forget who we are. And
as far as the near future of your relationship, what do you see?
Well, we're definitely going to take a year from living together to live separately, because we need that time to grow as individuals.
Long distance, or going back to a long distance relationship, is going to hurt your relationship, or do you think it's going to make it stronger?
I think it'll definitely make it stronger.
Between your previous long distance relationship and your upcoming long distance relationship, is that now that you've lived together, you've gained trust and...
Definitely. And we're better communicators. We understand each other. having a long distance relationship, that it would have benefited if you guys had maybe cohabitated or
It benefited our relationship a lot to have a long distance. Having that deadline at the end of the summer and not knowing if we were going to continue, there was no pressure. He flies to see me every couple of weeks. We never really go more than 3 weeks without seeing each other.
Statistically, long distance relationships tend to suffer from emotional deficit or having a financial burden. Do you think that your relationship suffers?
He has a good job. He's 30 years old. He's over benefiting me, but it bothers me. But it's just because we're the same way. We like to give, we don't like to get things. He's over benefiting me, but it bothers me.
Do you think that being in a long distance relationship, that both you and your partner share equal responsibilities in the relationship as far as communication and everything?
He's so emotionally open and able to tell me how he feels, and I don't feel like I'm lacking any emotional component at all.
What do you think is the hardest thing to deal with in your relationship?
I think just not being able to do the daily things, not being able to do the little things. I don't feel like I'm lacking any emotional component.
Where do you see yourself going in the relationship as far as the future?
This summer we're cohabitating.
Well, you get to experience it.
Pretty shortly into the relationship, we started discussing our future and where we wanted to be. He's just there for me in every way, and he puts my needs first.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a really good, stable, long-distance relationship. Hopefully
We
everything
do.
will work out.